There have been a lot of busts in the NBA, and those are all well known. But we're going to be looking at 5 players who failed to translate to the NBA, at least so far. These 5 players had great potential and skill in high school and college, but since joining the NBA, they haven't been able to translate their game to the next level and live up to the expectations that they once set for themselves. So we're going to be looking at players from the past 5 years, and all these players are young, so none of them are considered busts so far, but as of right now, these 5 players are failing to translate to the NBA in some way. So let's get started with number 5, Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott played great from high school all the way until he made it into the NBA. In high school, Doug averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds a game, and with Harrison Barnes won 2 straight state titles. In college, McDermott averaged 21 points and 7 rebounds a game through 4 seasons, averaged nearly 27 a game in his senior season, and finished as the 5th overall scorer in college history, winning the Wooden, Naismith, AP, NABC, and USBWA awards. He was picked 11th overall, and even in Summer League, Doug averaged 18 points a game. Coming out of college, he was already predicted to not play anything like he did because he lacked size and athleticism. But now, he's only averaged 8 points a game for his career. He's been a certified bench player and has only started 9 games out of 183 games played so far. In his early career, McDermott had all the right skills to be a great player, but since joining the NBA, he's failed to have the right size, athleticism, and been put into the right system. Hopefully one day soon he can turn things around though, and earn himself a starting spot on an NBA team. Number 4, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Michael was a star in college and played a big part in helping Anthony Davis and the Kentucky Wildcats win the NCAA championship in his only year at Kentucky, averaging 12 points and 7 rebounds a game. He was known to have been good in everything, but not great in any one skill, especially shooting. He was a good finisher at the rim, but only a 25% three-point shooter. So these were things that would play a part in his skill set not translating to the NBA. He was a 2nd overall pick that's been in the league coming up on 6 years now, and has only averaged 9 points a game, and his game still really hasn't developed in the past 6 years. I mean, he barely ever shoots 3-pointers or deep mid-range shots, and just that alone really limits him as a player. Other teams just need to play off him, and that should be all it takes to stop him. But he still is only 24 years old though, so maybe if he develops a shot in the near future, he can still become a great player. But as of right now, in today's NBA, it's extremely hard to be a great small forward without a shot, so he's failed to translate to the NBA. Number 3, Jabari Parker. Okay, before you click off the video and roast me in the comments, Jabari Parker's been by far the best player on this list, and if you're speaking of basketball skills, he doesn't even deserve to be on this list. But we're not talking about his skills. Jabari Parker's body has failed to translate to the NBA schedule. Since being drafted with a 2nd overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, Jabari Parker only played 25 games in his rookie season before tearing his ACL. An injury that we've seen can really alter your career. Jabari played 76 games in 2015, but tore the same ACL on February 9th, 2017. Now he's expected to return sometime around February of 2018. Parker was a 5-star recruit out of high school and averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds a game at Duke. He averaged 20 points and 6 rebounds a game before getting injured last season, so he's on the right track to becoming a star. But let's just hope this last injury hasn't set him back too much, and hope that Jabari Parker doesn't become a player we could have only imagined how good he could have been. Number 2, Jahlil Okafor, the man trapped in Philly. I always had high hopes for Okafor. I mean, he was a 5-star recruit in high school and averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds a game at Duke, and about the same stats in his rookie season too, so he was off to a great start. His averages have gone down, but he's still been able to put together random 20-point, 10-rebound double-doubles every once in a while. And he's got great size for a center at only 21 years old, so all the potential is there. But he's only played 50 games in both of his first 2 seasons in the NBA because of injuries. And he got caught speeding 108 miles per hour on a bridge with a speed limit of 45. And there's videos out there of him fighting fans in the street on 2 separate occasions because they were talking trash to him. And I really don't think anyone knows what Philly's doing with him, but to me it's still strange that these things have made no other NBA team want to trade for him, even with the potential he could have down the line with the right team. But either way, as of now, he's failing to live up to his expectations as the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Number 1, Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel was a star in college. He averaged 10 points a game and an amazing 4.4 blocks a game. He was predicted to be one of the best shot blockers of this generation. That was until he got to the NBA. Noel tore his ACL towards the end of his time in college, but was still predicted to be the 1st overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft. But he dropped down to the 6th pick. And his play since then shows that teams didn't make a huge mistake by passing on him. Since being drafted, Nerlens hasn't been a horrible player, but he's consistently averaged about 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks. Over the 4 years he's played, he hasn't shown any growth into the player that so many people thought he would become. And you can say it's because he's on bad teams, but that should have helped him even more to get stats, if anything. Through 18 games so far this season, Noel's only averaged 4 points and 4 rebounds a game, only starting in 6 games. I mean, I hope he turns things around soon and we can see another elite shot blocker in the league. So whether it's finding the right team and coach or just learning from experience, I hope all these players can turn things around. There's so much potential in all 5 of these players, and with hard work, I truly believe that we'll see at least a couple of these players become great players in the future. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment and let me know what you thought of this list and anyone you would add or take away. So thanks for watching.